Good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me. This is the podcast, The Endurance of Labor Laws. I am your lovely host, Lesley Sullivan, and today is episode 78, and we are going to look at the different Superfund sites in the state of Florida. So, hey, sunny Florida, you guys are doing good, but you've got some Superfund sites there, but that's okay. We can definitely help you get those cleaned up for sure. But first of all, I want to give a big shout out to my listeners because you guys are awesome. So a big shout out to Virginia, Oklahoma, Texas, my lovely neighbor, New York, hey New York, Pennsylvania, hey Pennsylvania, British Columbia, Oregon, Ohio, Alabama, and Massachusetts. Hey Massachusetts, how are you? Good to see you there. Love you very much. Okay, in terms of countries, the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, the Netherlands, Slovakia, South Africa, Japan, and Denmark. Hey Denmark, how you doing? I love your accent. You guys are so awesome. Okay, so first of all, I want to say it's good to see all of you. Love you guys very much. Number two, I just need to make you aware of something. If you hear some noises in the background, that is my dishwasher. My dishwasher, something backed up into it, and so I was not able to get maintenance out here for about 3 or 4 days, so it stunk up the place, and I couldn't use my garbage disposal. Oh, and then another thing, my garbage disposal backed up into my dishwasher, and see, here's the thing, I didn't know all that was happening because I don't use my dishwasher. I wash my dishes by hand. And the reason why is because I don't use a lot of dishes at one time in order to justify using a dishwasher. And also, when I was using my dishwasher, my electric bill just shot up. I mean, it was ridiculous. I was like, I am not going to spend that kind of money on some machine when I can do those dishes myself and just play some really nice music while I'm washing my dishes. Well, I didn't know that you're supposed to run your dishwasher once a week, because otherwise stuff starts to stink, because even though you may not be using your dishwasher, a little bit of water does stay in your dishwasher at all time. So because I wasn't using it at all, it got stagnant, it stunk, as they say. It was really bad, people. I mean, like maggot bad. It was really horrible. And then it got worse. My garbage disposal backed up into my dishwasher. It's just like when it rains, it pours, but you're not watering your crops, it's just kind of different. And then maintenance has been swamped with repairing people's AC units, because Oklahoma, we had a hot spell here recently and the temperature got really hot, and so everybody was switching their thermostats from hot to cold, from heat to AC, right? And so typically when you're making that switch on your thermostat, that's when your AC unit is having to actually kick in and actually start to be used, and then that's when you figure out or realize you got a problem. So people needed AC because we don't want people fainting and or having heat stroke, right? So needless to say, my request was not necessarily number one, but it was number two, because it definitely smelled like number two. It was not good at all. And just so you guys know, I am very particular about smells and like perfumes and colognes, and I'm very picky and particular, so believe me, I noticed that stench real quick, and I was like, where is that smell coming from? I was like, it's coming from the kitchen. And then I opened my dishwasher, and it was just, oh my gosh. I didn't scream, but I wish you guys could have seen my facial expression. I totally could have been in a movie. It was just so awful. I was just horrified. I was like, no, not my house. No, not this smell. That is not acceptable in our society to smell like that. But needless to say, I was filming this podcast, and maintenance came over, so I had to stop, and I was like, well, I'll just redo the entire podcast. Don't worry about it, because I don't want to have to edit it and do all that stuff. But anyway, if you hear some funky noises, it's the dishwasher. It's getting a little bit of a colonoscopy, and it's getting cleaned up, as they say. And I'll probably run it through another cycle just to make sure it disinfects everything and that it's good to go there. But just FYI, if you have a dishwasher, you do need to run it once a week. Don't make the mistake that I did and not use it at all. So just FYI. So let's go ahead and get started on the state of Florida. Florida does have some Superfund sites, and I'm going to go through the ones that are currently active, meaning that they are aware of them. They were added to the Superfund site list at some point in time. but they are not completely cleaned up. They are not cleaned up and good to go just yet. So let's go ahead and get started on this puppy here. All right, so the first one is Agrico Chemical Company. And Agrico is a Superfund site located in Pensacola, Florida. Oh, that saddens me because I love Pensacola, Florida. It's so beautiful. It says the facility operated under different companies from 1881 to 1975 when it was shut down by Agrico Chemical Company. The EPA found radium-226, radium-228, and sulfuric acid, lead, and fluorides in the groundwater. So this one is located in the county of Escambia. That's pretty. Let's see here. And in that county, they have 321,905 people living in that area. Excuse me. And the problem with this Superfund site is soil and surface water contamination by fluoride, arsenic, and lead, and groundwater contamination by fluoride, arsenic, chloride, sulfate, nitrate, radium-226, and radium-228 from former chemical and fertilizer manufacturing. Now, I'm not surprised by that because it seems to me like whenever you have a fertilizer plant, it doesn't go very well. And I'll say this because, when I think of fertilizer, I think of manure because that's the natural way of using a fertilizer. So some of these fertilizers, they're not as natural as you think. So chemicals, I kind of understand. Fertilizer plants, they kind of tend to be more extreme in terms of their issues because just of the nature of those compounds that they deal with, especially from a safety issue. This site was added to the list October 4th, 1989. The next one is Airco Plating Company. This one is located in the county of Miami-Dade. Miami-Dade has a little over 2.7 million people living in that area. The problem with this one is soil and groundwater contamination by metals, including cadmium and chromium and VOCs, including PCE, DCE, and vinyl chloride. There is a risk of contamination of the Biscayne aquifer. That's not good. The county's sole drinking water source. This one was added to the list February 21st, 1990. The next one is Alaric Area Groundwater Plume. It is located in the county of Hillsborough. Hillsborough has a little over 1.4 million people living in that area. The issue with this one is groundwater contamination by PCE and TCE, including trace contamination of the upper Floridan aquifer, a major source of drinking water in the Tampa area. That's not good. Contamination has also spread to the nearby Helena Chemical Superfund site. This one was added to the list December 1st, 2000. The next one is American Creosote Works, the Pensacola Pit. It says here, the American Creosote Works Superfund site is an active wood treating facility in Pensacola, Florida. The 18-acre site is located about 600 yards north of the confluence of Bayou Chico and Pensacola Bay at 701 South J Street. So I'm not surprised that this one's a problem because it was a wood treating facility. I've noticed over the years that whenever there's a wood treating facility, there's an interesting rate, higher rate of it becoming a Superfund site just because of what it takes to treat wood and the chemicals and processes that they use. This one is located in the county of Escambia. Escambia has 321,905 people living in that area. The issue with this one is soil, sediment, and groundwater are contaminated with VOCs, PAHs, PCP, and dioxins from former wood treatment operations. This one was added to the list September 8th, 1983. The next one is Anodyne Inc. It is located in Miami-Dade County. Let's see here. This one, it says the groundwater contamination by metals and VOCs and soil contaminated by metals from former manufacturing operations. It was added to the list February 21st, 1990. The next one is either Arklaw or Arklaw Terra property. It is located in the county of Polk. Polk County has 725,046 people. The issue with this one is soil, groundwater, and private drinking water wells are contaminated by PCE from tank cleaning. This one was added to the list April 4th, 2009. The next one is B&B Chemical Company, Inc. It is located in Miami-Dade County. The issue with this one is soil and groundwater contamination by benzene, chlorobenzene, and vinyl chloride from soakage pits. The site has impacted the Biscayne Aquifer, the sole source of drinking water in southern Florida. That's not good. This one was added to the list August 30th. That's going to be 1990. The next one is the Cabot Coppers Superfund Site. It is located in Alachua. Let's see, that's Alachua County. And Alachua County has 278,468 people living there. The issue with this one is the Cabot part of the site is a former charcoal production operation, which is now redeveloped. The Coppers part is a former wood treatment facility. That's not good. Groundwater, soil, and possibly off-site surface water are contaminated by arsenic, PAHs, and creosote compounds from poor waste handling practices in the past. This one was added to the list September 21st, 1984. The next one is Cecil Field Naval Air Station. It is located in Duval County. Duval County has, let's see, its population is 995,567 people living there. The problem with this one is release of petroleum products, solvents, corrosives, compressed gases, pesticides, paints, and thinners from spills and poor housekeeping practices at the former base. It was added to the list. That's going to be November 21st, 1989. The next one is Chevron Chemical Company, the Ortho Division. It is located in Orange County, Florida. Orange County has a little over 1.4 million people living in that area. The issue with this one is soil and groundwater contamination by pesticides, petroleum products, and VOCs, including xylene from waste disposal practices at a former pesticide formulation plant. Contaminated soil has been removed. This one was added to the list May 31st, 1994. The next one is City Industries, Inc. It is located in Orange County. The issue with this one is soil and groundwater contamination by poor waste handling processes and intentional dumping by a former industrial waste handling business. The site was abandoned with around 1,200 drums of hazardous waste and thousands of gallons of sludge in storage tanks. Waste and contaminated soil were removed in 1983 and 1984. Groundwater is being treated. This one was added to the list October 4th, 1989. The next one is Coleman Evans Wood Preserving Company. It is located in the county of Duval. Let's see here. The problem with this one is soil, sediment, and shallow groundwater were contaminated by PCP and dioxins from former wood treatment operations. Over 210,000 short tons of soil have been treated. Around 320,000 gallons of hazardous liquids have been recovered and safely disposed of. Over 2,000 cubic yards of hazardous solids have been safely disposed of. And over 73 million gallons of groundwater have been treated and discharged. This one, let's see, was added to the list September 8th, 1983. And I need to check my list here. Hold on just a second. Says I have a missed call and I am expecting a call, but that's a scam call, so I'm not concerned with it. Okay. So this one was added to the list September 8th, 1983. The next one in Florida is Escambia Wood. Let's see what it says about that one. Let's see here. Doesn't really tell me much. It says it's located in a mixed industrial, commercial, and residential area. Let's see. Oh, no wonder it's a problem. The site includes the 26-acre property of the former wood preserving facility. Why am I not surprised with that? Okay. So this one is located in Escambia. Again, the population there is 321,905 people. The issue with this one is creosote, PCP, PAH, and dioxin contamination from an abandoned wood treatment facility. Adjacent properties are contaminated by PCP and dioxins and groundwater by PCP, and I think this is naphthalene. Most of an estimated 358 affected households have been permanently relocated. That's good. They got the people out of there. This one was added to the list December 16th, 1994. The next one is Flash Cleaners. This one is located in the county of Broward. Broward County has a little over 1.9 million people living there. The problem with this one is soil, sludge, and groundwater contaminated by PCE, TCE, and decomposition products from former on-site dry cleaning operations. This one was added to the list September 3rd, 2008. Now this one kind of surprises me because, for example, when you take your dry cleaning to the dry cleaners, if you'll notice on your receipt, always get a receipt wherever you go. I think not getting a receipt is stupid to do that, but you need to get your receipts whenever you're doing business. I don't care if you're getting a Big Mac or you're buying a car, always get a receipt because you need to know what you're being charged. And this is a good example of this. Whenever you go to the dry cleaner, one of the fees that you're paying is a environmental fee. So that is a fee that the dry cleaners collect to dispose of their chemicals, and also there were some things that were passed during Obama's term that were passed down to, or the fee and the, I guess the extremeness of environmental protectionism was really put strictly on dry cleaning facilities, which is one reason why they have that fee, but also that fee helps them to properly dispose of those chemicals. And there's another thing. If you want a dry cleaning business, you have to get a permit. There are so many things that you have to do in order to have that business. So I'm kind of surprised something like this would happen, because to me it just doesn't make sense, because I know someone that was in the dry cleaning business, and it was no easy task. It was not made easy. I'll just put it that way. The next one in Florida is Florida Petroleum Reprocessors. It is located in the county of Broward. The issue with this one is extensive VOC groundwater pollution from a former waste oil processing facility has contaminated the Biscayne aquifer. That's not good. Soil is contaminated by VOCs and waste oil degradation products, and there is a highly concentrated non-aqueous phase layer. This one, let's see, was added to the list March 6th, 1998. The next one is Florida Steel Corporation. It is located in the county of Martin. Let's see, they have 146,318 people living there. The issue with this one is soil was contaminated by lead, zinc, from disposal of dust filtered from the air in the mill, and by PCBs from hydraulic fluid leaks. Groundwater is contaminated by sodium from a water softening plant and radium, which may be naturally occurring, but may have been concentrated by operation of the water softener. The steel mill has not operated since 1982. This one was added to the list September 8th, 1983. The next one is Harris Corp Palm Bay Plant. It is located in Brevard County. This county has 606,392 people living in that area. The issue with this one is groundwater was contaminated by numerous substances, including vinyl chloride, TCE, and chromium. The adjacent municipal well field was contaminated. This one was added to the list July 22nd, 1987. The next one is Helena Chemical Company, the Tampa plant. It is located in the county of Hillsborough. The issue with this one is soil is contaminated by pesticides, semi-VOCs and VOCs, including xylene, from former operations on site. Groundwater is contaminated by chlorinated pesticides, PAHs, phenols, and VOCs. This one was added to the list October 14th, 1992. The next one is Hips Road Landfill. Why am I not surprised? Because it's a landfill. This one is located in the county of Duval. Duval's population, again, is 995,567 people. Let's see, the issue with this one is a former landfill site was redeveloped into residential plots. That's not very smart. Groundwater is contaminated by VOCs, including vinyl chloride and benzene. This one was added to the list September 21st, 1984. The next one is Hollingsworth Solderless Terminal. It is in the county of Broward. The issue with this one is soil and groundwater contamination by VOCs from the discharge of degreasing agents. That's very interesting. This one was added to the list September 8th, 1983. The next one is Homestead Air Force Base. It is located in Miami-Dade County. The issue with this one is groundwater contamination typical of air operations such as jet fuel and metals is of concern as it drains into Biscayne National Park. Now, I'm shocked by that one because I thought we took better care of our national parks, but I guess not. This one was added to the list August 30th, 1990. The next one is Jacksonville Naval Air Station. It is located in the county of Duval. This one has a problem with groundwater, sediment, soil, and surface water contaminated by PCBs, VOCs, including methylene, chloride, methyl ethyl ketone, ethyl acetate, and TCE, PAHs, sludges containing organic and inorganic compounds, waste solvents, battery acid, that is really bad, JP5 jet fuel, chlorinated solvents, and pesticides. This one was added to the list November 21st, 1989. The next one is JJ Seifert machine. This one is located in the county of Hillsborough. The issue with this one is soil contamination by PCE and groundwater contamination by VOCs, including PCE, TCE, DCE, and vinyl chloride. Private drinking wells have been contaminated. That is not good. This one was added to the list March 4th, 2010. The next one is Kerr-McGee Chemical Corp., Jacksonville. It is located in the county of Duval. And this one, the problem is soil, groundwater, and sediments are contaminated by VOCs, pesticides, PCBs, and metals from former pesticide and fertilizer formulation, packaging, and distribution facility. That is not good. Especially when you're dealing with all three of those, soil, groundwater, and dealing with sediments. That concerns me right there, especially groundwater. So this one was added to the list March 4th, 2010. The next one is Landia Chemical Company. It is located in the county of Polk. Polk County has 725,046 people living in that area. The issue with this one is soil, groundwater, and sediment contamination by pesticides, metals, VOCs, and semi-VOCs from former pesticide and fertilizer formulation and blending operations. I'm not surprised this one is a problem because of fertilizers. This one was added to the list May 11th, 2000. The next one is Madison County Sanitary Landfill. Again, I'm not surprised this one is an issue because you're dealing with a landfill. It is located in Madison County. Madison County has 19,224 people living there. The issue with this one is elevated levels of dichloroethane, DCE, TCE, and vinyl chloride in soil and groundwater, including the Floridan aquifer. That's a concern. This one was added to the list August 30th, 1990. The next one is Miami Drum Services. It is located in Miami-Dade County. The issue with this one is soil was contaminated by metals, pesticides, and organic solvents and groundwater by VOCs from poor waste handling practices at a drum recycling facility, which was forced to close in 1981. Groundwater contamination is mixed with contamination from the nearby Northwest 58th Street landfill and Varsol oil spill Superfund Sites and has reached the Biscayne aquifer, the county's sole source of drinking water. That's a concern. This one was added to the list September 8th, 1983. The next one is MRI Corp. Tampa. This one is located in Hillsborough County. The issue with this one is soil, sediment, and groundwater are contaminated by lead and other metals from a former detinning and steel recycling facility, which also operated an electroplating shop. This one was added to the list. That's going to be December 23rd, 1996. Excuse me there. Let's see here. The next one is Naval Air Station, Pensacola. It is located in Escambia. The issue with this one is groundwater is contaminated by VOCs and surface water and sediments are contaminated by heavy metals. That's not good. It was added to the list November 21st, 1989. The next one is Peak Oil Company and Bay Drum Company. It is located in Hillsborough County. This one, it says the site is a former waste oil refining plant and drum reconditioning facility. Soil, sludges, surface water, and sediments are contaminated by PCBs, VOCs, arsenic, lead, and other heavy metals from processed waste, and groundwater is contaminated by VOCs and heavy metals. That is not good. This one was added to the list June 10th, 1986. The next one is Pepper Steel and Alloys, Inc. It is located in Miami-Dade County. The issue with this one is soil is contaminated by PCBs, lead, and arsenic. It was added to the list September 21st, 1984. The next one is Petroleum Products Corporation. It is located in Broward County, Florida. The issue with this one is soil and groundwater are contaminated by chlorinated solvents, transformer oil, and heavy metals including lead, aluminum, chromium, iron, and manganese from former waste oil refining. Specific sources of contamination include former waste disposal practices and catastrophic spills. An estimated 30,000 to 125,000 gallons of contaminated waste oil is floating on top of the Biscayne Aquifer, the sole source of drinking water for the county. It was added to the list July 22nd, 1987. The next one is Pickettville Road Landfill. Again, I'm not surprised because it's a landfill. It is located in the county of Duval. The issue is metal and VOC contamination of soil and groundwater from the closed hazardous waste landfill threaten local drinking water supplies and creeks. I'm not surprised because that's what landfills do sometimes, especially if they are not run correctly. It was added to the list September 8th, 1983. The next one is Piper Aircraft Vero Beach Water and Sewer. It is located in Indian River County. Indian River County has 183,028 people living there. The issue with this one is soil and groundwater were contaminated by a leak from an underground TCE storage tank. That's not good. It was added to the list February 21st, 1990. The next one is Raleigh Street Dump. It is located in Hillsborough County. The issue with this one is soil and sediments are contaminated by the disposal of battery casings, furnace slag, and other materials. Groundwater is contaminated by antimony, arsenic, and lead. The groundwater has high natural salinity, so it is not portable or potable. I'm not sure about the word they're using there, but contamination may extend to local wetlands. This one was added to the list April 9th, 2009. The next one is Reeves Southeast Galvanizing Corp. It is located in the county of Hillsborough. The issue with this one is groundwater, sediments, and soil are contaminated by heavy metals, including zinc, chromium, and lead. It was added to the list September 8th, 1983. The next one is SAP Battery Salvage. It is located in the county of Jackson. Jackson County has 47,319 people living in that area. The issue with this one is soil, sediment, surface water, and groundwater are contaminated by sulfuric acid, lead, and other heavy metals, and I think it's plasticizers, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And plasticizers, I had to click on it because I wasn't sure what that word meant. But a plasticizer is a substance that is added to a material to make it softer and more flexible, to increase its plasticity, to decrease its viscosity, or to decrease friction during its handling and manufacturing. So now I kind of understand better what some of these are talking about and why they have some problems with being able to break down the substances that are contaminating the groundwater, the surface water, and the soil. I'm kind of getting a better understanding. But this one was added to the list September 8th, 1983. The next one is Sherwood Medical Industries. It is located in Volusia. Volusia County, it has 553,543 people living in that area. The issue with this one is groundwater is contaminated by VOCs and soil by heavy metals from former waste disposal practices. It was added to the list September 8th, 1983. The next one is, I think it's Solitron Microwave. It is located in Martin County. And Martin County has 146,318 people living in that area. The issue with this one is groundwater contamination by PCE, TCE, DCE, and vinyl chloride from a former plating and manufacturing business had affected private drinking water wells. That's very concerning. It was added to the list July 28, 1998. The next one is Southern Solvents, Inc. It is located in the county of Hillsborough. The issue with this one is soil and groundwater, including the Floridan Aquifer, are contaminated by PCE believed to be from spills at the former dry cleaning solvent distribution facility. It was added to the list. That's going to be July 27th, 2000. The next one is Stauffer Chemical Co. in Tampa, and it is located in the county of Hillsborough. The issue with this one is soil, surface water, sediments, and groundwater are contaminated by pesticides from an inactive pesticide manufacturing and distribution facility. It was added to the list. That's going to be December 23rd, 1996. The next one is Stauffer Chemical Company, Tarpon Springs. It is located in Pinellas County. I think that's how you pronounce it. And that county has 959,107 people living there. And let me see here. I got a missed call, but I'm ignoring that. The issue with this one is soil, groundwater, and surface water are contaminated by arsenic, antimony, beryllium, phosphorus, PAHs, and radium-226 from a former phosphorus refining plant. It was added to the list. That's going to be May 31st, 1994. The next one is Sydney Mine Sludge Ponds. It is located in the county of Hillsborough. The issue with this one is improper disposal of around 16 million gallons of liquid waste and sludges have contaminated groundwater with PAHs and VOCs. The Hawthorne Aquifer, the main local supply of drinking water, is contaminated. It was added to the list October 4th, 1989. The next one is Taylor Road Landfill. It is located in the county of Hillsborough. The issue with this one is the Florida aquifer is contaminated by VOCs and metals which have been detected in private wells. That's not good. It was added to the list September 8th, 1983. The next one is Tower Chemical Co. It is located in the county of Lake. Lake County has 297,052 people living there. The issue with this one is soil and groundwater are contaminated by DDT, chlorobenzylate, if I pronounce that correctly, and their partial breakdown compounds from an abandoned pesticide manufacturing facility. Chemicals spilled into Lake Apopka. It was added to the list September 8th, 1983. The next one is Trans Circuits Inc. It is located in Palm Beach County. Palm Beach County has a little over 1.4 million people living there, and it does not give me any information as to what the problem is, but it was added to the list February 4th, 2000. The next one is Tyndall Air Force Base. Let's see, that one is located in Bay County. Bay County has 168,852 people living there. It doesn't tell me any information as to what the problem is, but it was added to the list. That's going to be April 1st, 1997. The next one is United Metals, Inc. It is in the county of Jackson. It doesn't tell me what the issue is, but it was added to the list April 30th, 2003. The next one is White House Oil Pits. It is located in the county of Duval. It doesn't tell me what the issue is, but it was added to the list September 8th, 1983. The next one is Whiting Field Naval Air Station. It is located in Santa Rosa County, Florida. Santa Rosa has 184,313 people living in that area. It doesn't tell me what the issue is with this particular Superfund site, but it was added to the list May 31st, 1994. The next one is Wingate Road Municipal Incinerator Dump. Wow, that's probably a doozy. This one is located in Broward County. It doesn't tell me what the issue is, but it was added to the list October 4th, 1989. And the last one on Florida's list is Zellwood Groundwater Contamination, and it is located in the county of Orange County. It doesn't tell me when it was added. But needless to say, that is Florida's list of current Superfund sites, meaning that they are still active, they still need to be decontaminated, they still need to be restored back to nature because they are hazardous to people, basically people, places, and things, right? So basically anything that is living, these Superfund sites are hazardous to that. So that can be people, animals, plants, insects, whatever the case may be. So just be aware of those things, and hopefully these things can be cleaned up as soon as possible. because that is quite a few Superfund sites, but let's hope that they're spread out. Some of them obviously are not, because as mentioned before, some of them have leaked into nearby other Superfund sites, so that is not good in regards to that. But the next Superfund site we will be taking a look at will be in the state of Georgia, and we will do some housekeeping in the next podcast and go over some other things as well. But until next time, I pray that you're happy, healthy, and whole, that you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, and God bless.